how will all of these cues impact our own markets. We have our research team joining in with how the trade setup looks like, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and the F&O setup for expiry day as well. At first, take you through what the cues you need to watch out for this morning. And it's been 4 days of losses now for the Nifty, but what may not please the bulls is the fact that the Nifty has been closing at or near the lowest point of the day. As you can see yesterday as well, it closed almost at the day's low, and it's making lower lows on the charts. As you can see on this graphic there, the intraday low of yesterday was lower compared to Tuesday, and so on. There was some support coming in from the Nifty Bank, at least for the first 2 days of the week, but that is also now facing some selling pressure, and now it's almost, the Nifty Bank is down 1200 points from Monday's high, which is 49,688. So pressure coming in from the Nifty Bank as well. If you could pull up the contributors as well, you will get to see almost all index heavyweights contributing there to the downside. ICICI, HDFC, Reliance, Axis. So banks are leading the index lower. The India VIX did not move much yesterday, but it continues to remain at higher levels of 24 ahead of the big event, that is the exit polls on Saturday and the election results next Tuesday as well. Now for the series, there was almost a gain of around 500 points for the Nifty, but the last 4 days has made the gains come down to almost 130 points. Now remember, we have had 3 back-to-back positive series for the Nifty. It's still up 130 points for the series, but down 400 points now from the peak. But there are some sectors that did well yesterday. Defense is one of them, and Masgao Dow, Cochin Shipyard, both of them did very well in yesterday's session, bucking the trend in an otherwise weak market. Some earnings reactions today: Tata Steel, Bata, Cummins India, all of them will react to earnings. The last few earnings coming in today as well from Apollo Hospitals, Muthoot. The Wall Street handover was weak. It's a day of block deals today, and the GIFT Nifty is indicating another gap down start, as we highlighted earlier in the show. But over to Sudarshan now, who would list out the stocks that you need to watch out for in today's trading session. Sudarshan, good morning.
Good morning, Hormaz. So it's penultimate day of earnings. So let me start with companies which have reported earnings after market hours yesterday. Starting with Tata Steel, earnings were better than estimates. Revenue beats estimates by 1% and EBITDA beats estimate by 7%. And EBITDA per ton for both India and Europe business were higher than estimates. Coming to Cummins, it was a strong set of earnings, a huge beat versus estimates. Headline numbers have come in at multi-quarter highs. Revenue beats estimates by 6%, EBITDA by 41%, and margin by more than 600 bips. Bata, it was a soft Q4, but it's in line with estimates. EBITDA is flat at 182 crore amid sluggish demand conditions. GMR Airports continues to report loss at bottom line, but it has narrowed. Loss reduced to 168 crore from 639 crore reported against in the same quarter last year. But operationally, it was a strong set of earnings. EBITDA is up 4 times, and margin has come in at 33.4% versus 13.5% year-on-year. Mishra Dhatu, a PSU company, a very weak Q4, sharp drop in margins. In both, EBITDA margin has fallen by 1,000 bips. Gross margin is down almost 1,500 bips year-on-year. Keep an eye on Hero MotoCorp. Its associate company Hero FinCorp will be filing for an IPO, and it will be a mix of fresh and OFS. And fresh issue sizes almost rupees 4,000 crore. IRB Infra, promoters may sell up to 4% equity via block deals, and offer price range is rupees 63 to 72 per share. RR Kabul, TPG Asia may sell its entire 5% stake, and offer size seen at rupees 958 crore, and floor price is at 1% discount to CMP. KFintech, promoter General Atlantic Singapore may sell up to 6.8% equity, and floor price is at rupees 712.50 per share, which is at a discount of 4% to closing price. Last is Edelweiss Fin. RBI has imposed business restrictions on ECL Finance and Edelweiss ARC.
It's another day of block deals. Darshan, thanks a lot for all the updates. And lastly, Mangalam joins in with cues from the F&O space. Mangalam, good morning. The almost never-ending series finally comes to an end today.
Yes, it was a 5-week series, and it is, the series expiry day today. So just take a look at the May series so far. The Nifty has gained about 134 points, of which looks like nearly 90% will be taken off by the GIFT Nifty, as it is indicating a big cut at the open itself. But this 134 points in a 5-week long series does not capture the move of the series so far. You have to look at the low of the series and the high to understand the sort of volatility that we went through. 21,821 was the low, and we saw a high of 23,111, a near 1,300 point range is what we saw during this series itself. Yesterday we did see some weakness, so there was indices ending lower. The mid-caps did outperform by virtue of not falling as much as the frontliners. But just keep an eye out on the India VIX ahead of the big election result, ahead of exit polls, and ahead of everything. It's just biding times. We have the VIX which is now spiked once again to levels closer to 24 itself. What did not help in yesterday's trading session were two things. One, that there was a net outflow from the institution. So the FI has sold 5,800 crores. The DI has managed to buy just 5,200 crores. And secondly, after 4 days of stiff buying in index futures, the FI has actually threw in some towels and, 1,700 crore worth selling is what we saw in index futures. Once again, going back to their selling ways, a long unwinding of 66,000 contracts and shorts unwinding of 13,000 contracts. So as a result of which, the long exposure, which was close to 47,000 contracts, has now gone back to a short exposure of 5,000 contracts. FIIs being 49.5% long. For the expiry today, 22,800 call and 22,900 call are extremely active, as is the 22,750 put, telling you that the option writers expect some support at 22,650 and congestion upwards of 22,850 and 22,900. Just keeping an eye out on a couple of stocks. Biocon and PEL are out of FNO ban, whereas GMR Infra has entered FNO ban just on the day of the expiry.
Stocks entering FNO ban on the day of expiry, that says a lot. Mangalam, thanks a lot for joining in there. Time